Welcome back. This is Miss Kelly again. We are going to be talking about If Stones Could Speak. From guidebooks, we're going to be working on lesson number 12, determining the central idea. We talked about that quite a bit with this series. As you guys know, If Stones Could Speak is about Stonehenge. What is Stonehenge? Tell me again, what is it? Okay, yeah, some stones. Where are they located, or where is this site located? Does anybody know? What continent is it located on? Okay, Europe, very good. Do you know what country? Mm, it's in England. Okay, let me show you a couple of pictures of Stonehenge. This is it. It's an ancient site. It actually is a World Heritage Site. It is in Western England. It was built over 4,500 years ago, and it was done before people could actually write. And so it was built around the same time as the pyramids in Egypt. And so it is really, really fascinating. As you can see, it's worn, it's been weathered over the years because it's really old. It was a full circle at one time with, something on the top, but as you can see, it's kind of worn down. But it's okay. It still is there because it's telling us something. I know in earlier lessons we talked about why ancient people would have used stone to do something like this versus any other method, but it's because they wanted it to last, because they were trying to tell us something. What do you think they're trying to tell us? What do they want us to know? We know that the whole area associated with Stonehenge was used for gathering for different things, possibly even burials. We don't know exactly. Well, we do know some of it, but specifically, we're just trying to put the pieces together, and thank God for archaeologists who help us uncover and unearth artifacts, you know what I mean, so that we can know what it is they did. Okay, so in today's lesson, again, we're going to talk about the central idea. Remember we said the central idea is what something is mostly about in terms of a passage where a book, not necessarily a paragraph, but in several amounts of work there. You can read it and then get the central idea of what the author really wants you to know. So that's what we're going to talk about today, the central idea. All right. So you're going to need, of course, the book if you happen to have it. I have a copy here. You're going to need a summarizing handout, which I also have, and you're going to need your handy dandy journal. All right. So it says, follow along as I read. So again, I'm going to read a little bit about Stonehenge. Just going to kind of skip around, give an idea of what the author wants you to know. It says, somebody went to great effort very long ago to shape these stones and lift them into place. But unlike the Egyptians who were raising their great pyramids at the exact same time, the builders did not know how to write. All they left behind was this beautiful circle of stone. And as we walk around it, snapping photos, and wonder, what are you telling us, stones? What did you mean to those who put you there? We want the stones to speak. We sense that if we could only understand them, we will be able to reach back in time. We will be in the world of ancient Britain. So again, as you look at this, it is really interesting. Maybe they were really trying to say that, because the stones are gathered, right? They want us to gather. Maybe that's what they did. They gathered. It's in a place that is an open plain. They wanted to be really, really visible from long distances. And these rocks actually came from a long distance from where they actually are perched. And they're so heavy. So why would someone go through great lengths to drag heavy rocks from long distances just to stand them up? Unless they really wanted us to know something. Okay, I'm going to skip around to another part in the book. It says, for the past 1,000 years, visitors have left records of what they thought the stones were saying. Stonehenge was built by Merlin's magic, or it was a Roman temple, or a Druid holy place. Over and over, what people have said about Stonehenge has reflected their own beliefs and fantasies. The stones stay silent, because again, can stones speak? No, they can't. All right, it says, while we view them with new eyes, indeed, each time a new technology has been invented in the past 100 years, we have seen the entire landscape around Stonehenge in new ways. We keep finding new clues, But does that mean we are any closer to understanding Stonehenge? Are we any better than Geoffrey of Monmouth, whose tale of Merlin building Stonehenge is illustrated on the facing page? So again, here's that. You can see that. So again, people have all these fantasies about what it is, what it was used for. But the truth is, until we keep using more technology and using more archaeologists, we really won't know. All right, so let's go back to what the central idea is based on what we read. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about, well, before we get into that, let's look at the word technology. The word technology means what? Well, let's look at a context clue. Whenever you're trying to understand what a word means, you need to go back and look at the sentence that it's in to get the context clues to see if you can identify what it is. So it says, indeed, each time a new technology has been invented in the past 100 years, we have seen the entire landscape of Stonehenge in new ways. What is a technology? What do you think? Technology. So technology is when a new way of studying something or solving a problem is discovered through science. It is referred to as a type of technology. So technology is helping us to uncover all the mysteries of Stonehenge. You know, we were talking about satellite imagery and computers and how that's being used to help really dig up and analyze the artifacts. All right, here's another word, reveal. When I think about reveal, I think about, if you've ever seen a show and there's a big reveal, maybe someone goes through some type of transformation and they have a big reveal and they come out as a new individual. That's what I think about when I think about reveal. But let's see how it's used in the text. As I discovered, when we think in new ways, the past reveals fresh secrets. So I would think reveals means new. But let me give you a formal definition. It says reveals means to show or uncover. So very good, reveals. All right, so again, what is the significance of Stonehenge? Well, we know that it is ancient, it is old. People come from all over the world to tour it. It is a very interesting thing to look at. And it helps us uncover and understand what our ancestors were doing at this time and why, something like this is so important to them. So again, imagine they weren't able to write, so they can't tell us in writings, but they can show us with these stones, these wonderful, magnificent stones. All right. So it says, something to think about. I think knowledge is more like a wave than a switch. I think knowledge is more like a wave than a switch. A wave is something you see on the ocean. It comes in, it comes out, it ripples. You can see it afar off, and then it gets closer and closer, and then it crashes and it goes back out. And it's a cycle, right? A switch, when you go in your house, in your bedroom, and you want to turn the light, you look for the light switch. You flip it and it's on. It's not a deep process. It's not a cycle. You just hit it and it comes on. So knowledge is more like a wave. It means it comes and then it goes out and comes back again. So it repeats itself, right? It's not something that just is finite. It's a constant process. All right, so complete the summarizing chapters handout for chapter 1. Okay, let's go ahead and get that pulled up. All right, so again, I skipped around chapter 1. If you happen to have the book, please look into it. It is really interesting information. But we're going to go ahead and use our summarizing chapters handout. This is a really good tool to use whenever you want to take information and make it compact. Again, we said summary was the short version, right? So if you notice here under important details in chapter 1, we have all of these bullet points. Again, if you were annotating, you would go through the book and just bullet point out these key things. And then over here, you would summarize it, which is the short version. And then the central idea is what you think the author is really wanting us to know. So let's hit a couple of these up. So we said that Stonehenge was a mysterious circle of stones. It was built 4,500 years ago. Let's come down. People have been studying the site for thousands of years. Let's see, there have been many theories about what it represents. And it says Stonehenge is comprised by a series of sites linked together. So let's summarize that just with those few. It says, in this chapter, we learned that Stonehenge is a mysterious circle of stones in Western England. Mike, who happens to be the archaeologist in the story, says Mike and the Riverside Project team are archaeologists who study Stonehenge. It says the author, Mike Aronson, explains that it is important to ask questions to gather new information and form new ideas. All right, how could we take that summary and get the central idea? What is the author really wanting us to know in a series of maybe one sentence, maybe two? Let's see what we have. This book is going to be about questioning what others believe to be true in order to learn more and how Mike and his team accomplished that. You guys think that could be true? We definitely know it's going to be about Stonehenge. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily read, but it's a lot about Mike and the Riverside Project team and how they're unearthing and uncovering different things in Stonehenge. So yeah, we do believe that. So I think the central idea is really good. I think it summarizes everything that's here and here in a very concise manner. So it works really well for what we're trying to do. All right, so let's try to look at some other information. All right, we completed that. All right, so now we're at the end of this lesson. This is what I'm going to give you guys to do. This is going to be a on your own assignment. I want you to do a little more research on Stonehenge. Google it, read some articles, do some YouTube searches on it, see what's going on. Determine if there are still archaeologists looking into it. Have they learned anything new? Do that on your own, because even though you're not in school, even though you're watching me on TV, learning is a lifelong process. And so it's something that you have to choose to do. And I would love for you to do that and learn more about Stonehenge. Okay, but that's all that I have today. I thank you for tuning in. I've enjoyed you so much. And until next time, have a great day.